7.5 years ago, I stopped drinking alcohol, and I struggled with alcohol for close to 10 years. It was hell on earth. I tried AA meetings, begging God to help me, going to willpower. Nothing worked for me, but 7.5 years ago, something shifted and I never looked back. If we've not met yet, my name is Leon Sylvester, and today I'm going to show you something that I've seen time and time again, because I've worked with hundreds of private clients, I've helped tens of thousands of people stop drinking alcohol through my free content online, and the pattern that I've seen hasn't just come up in my own life, in fact it just came up, but I keep seeing it come up in other people's lives. So today I want to unpack it for you because it's about the bad days. You will experience this at some point in your life when you're not drinking alcohol, even when you're drinking. But what's changed in my own life is it's totally different now. We all have bad days. They're coming whether you like it or not. But when I drank alcohol, the bad days would throw me off for weeks, sometimes months, sometimes up to a year. I could have one bad day and it would just spiral. I'd drink and drink and drink and who knows what would happen. But these days, okay, I have bad days. Bad things come up. We can't control so many things in our life, but it's different now. And I'm going to explain that for you today. But when you start to see this pattern, this will explain why people who stop drinking alcohol can go on to become multimillionaires. They can get in amazing shape. They can have these amazing marriages and families. And this will explain why. And just before we break this down, if you're looking for help stopping drinking alcohol and you want to do it a different way, you don't want to go to AA meetings and call yourself an alcoholic, fight the urge with willpower for the rest of your life. If you're looking for something different, I'm accepting new clients this month. I'm going to look for free one-on-one clients. So if you want to be one of those, just go ahead and click the link down below, fill in an application, and then you can schedule a call and we can see if working one-on-one could be the right thing for you. My program has got a 96% client-rated success rate. It's got a scientific report written on it where you can go to Google Scholar. You can actually find the report. In fact, I'll put a link to the report in the description. So if you want to learn about the science behind the method and how it works, go ahead and click the link down below. But if you want to apply, go and fill in the application. Let's schedule a call and let's see if working together could be the right thing for you. Now, back to what I was talking about. Hard days, right? We're going to have hard days. When you drink alcohol, you have a lot more hard days, but when you don't drink alcohol, you're still going to have them. When we stop drinking, what happens is we get this boost, right? So we've got this point of contrast from when we drank, when things were bad. Energy's bad, right? We're bloated. Friends, family, they're not, I don't know, things just aren't great. So our energy's down here, and then we don't drink. And all of a sudden we have this extreme point of contrast. Because after that first 7-10 days of not drinking, when you're kind of through the bad part, the drained part, and whatever, the adjustment part, you have a breakthrough. And you're sat there and you're like, whoa, this is good. Like, I feel seriously good. And during that time, it's like nothing can affect you. The world could be burning down, but because you feel better than you did before, you're like, throw anything at me. I can handle anything. So that's how it starts, right? We get to this place with this really strong point of contrast. But eventually, we forget this. It can happen a month later, 6 months later, a year later. For me, it took a long time until this point of contrast went away. But eventually, the point of contrast goes away. And this new way that you feel just becomes totally normal, right? So because you're feeling normal, then problems can start coming up and they feel a little bit worse. So where am I going with this? I've had many bad days as a non-drinker. It's impossible not to, right? If something happens to a family member and they get sick, you're probably going to have a rough day. Why I wanted to make this video and what I wanted to explain for you today is when we have these bad days and we drink, what happens? An emotion comes up, right? Stress. Maybe it's fear. When my family got sick during COVID, it was stressful. I had family members that got cancer during that time and we were all scared to see them. And then, one family member's wearing a full hazmat suit to go in and see his wife. It was crazy. And during that time, all these emotions were coming up and, you got fear, you've got stress, and, it's a hard time of life. Now, the difference, though, is during that time, I was grounded, I was stable. Okay, sure, I'm not feeling the best, but I was there for the people that needed it. I hate to say this, but, when I would have drank alcohol, and this has happened in the past with deaths and whatever, I didn't know how to deal with that. I didn't know how to be grounded, how to experience these very, strong emotions that would come up. I didn't know what to do. So what do you think I did? Escaped. I'd go to have a drink and I'd go on a blowout and I'd just try and bury it. I'd bury it, a few days would pass and then I'd forget about it. I never actually faced these things. So where am I going with this? So when we don't drink alcohol, we are able to have these big problems that come up in our life and we can get through them and everything's okay. So when we drink, we have a bad day. And so we're drinking, life's going okay, and then an event happens. We have a bad day. We go on the blowout, we drink, we kind of escape the problems, and then life goes downhill. Because what would happen in my life is, I might make some progress. I might not drink for a few weeks. Something bad might happen, whatever. I'd drink and I'd unravel the progress. And it would just go up and down, up and down, up and down. And I lived my life this way for the best part of 10 years. It sucked. It was terrible. But now it's different because bad days happen, right? The difference when you don't drink is you might have a rough patch. And you might have been making loads of progress with a load of different things, and then you hit this rough patch. Maybe there's a problem in your business. Maybe there's a problem in your marriage, right? It could be a million things. You hit this rough patch. If you drink in that rough patch after trying to not drink alcohol, things are going to get worse. We know that because that's been the pattern that we've all experienced for so long. When you don't drink, you might not make progress during those hard times. You might not break through. Things might just kind of stagnate. You might make a little bit of progress. But the thing is if you look at your life and you zoom out and you look at all the progress that you're making, when you don't drink alcohol, there's no more roller coaster. There's just linear progress. Sometimes it feels like there's some stale months or even stale years sometimes where nothing's really happening. But the thing is you're not going backwards. So what I'm trying to say here, and I'll be honest with you, last month, I did some projects. I do a lot of projects. Obviously, that's my work. I'm an entrepreneur. I do SoberClear.com. I help people stop drinking alcohol. So I have lots of ideas. That's my personality. I get ideas all the time. Some of those ideas do amazing. For example, building the SoberClear program was once an idea. Ended up changing my life, changing hundreds of people's lives. And last month, I had some other projects. They didn't go exactly as I envisioned. A hire didn't work out the way I thought it might work out. And I was sat there and I was thinking, this month didn't go as planned. But I wasn't disappointed because I've gone through this cycle countless times. During my life as a non-drinker, things haven't gone to plan more times than I can remember, right? And I can just accept it. I just know that I don't drink, right? Life's not going to start unraveling and all the progress that I've made isn't going anywhere. I've just not had a breakthrough. And I think one of the problems when you don't drink, it's going to sound a bit strange, but when you don't drink, especially when you're quite fresh into it, is you will make huge progress. You'll not even recognize yourself. You'll be thinking, man, I'm in the best shape ever. In fact, I was just hanging out with Joe, who's one of the coaches in the SoberClear program, and the guy is 61 years of age and he is in insane shape. So he's making progress all the time. But then, when this happens and you keep making progress and things keep going better, when you hit those periods of like, a plateau, it's like, whoa, I'm not used to this. But you've always got to realize, you're not going backwards. As long as you don't drink alcohol, you just keep making progress. You keep getting a little bit better. You keep moving forward. Okay, some months are flat, some months aren't. But as long as you're not drinking and just throwing it all away, it doesn't matter. So when you're going through another hard period, just remember that it's okay. It happens to everybody. Every single person that doesn't drink alcohol will go through these periods. As long as you don't drink and accelerate any negativity in your life or any problems in your life and make them worse and exacerbate everything, as long as you don't do that, it's okay. It takes time to get used to this. It's hard at the beginning, but after not drinking for 7.5 years, these days my emotions are stable. When bad things get thrown at me, it is what it is. I can deal with it. I feel like I can deal with anything, whatever it is, it's all good. So just remember, if you're having a rough time, it's okay. Just don't drink. Just stay committed and just zoom out. Look at the bigger picture. Look at the things that you have done. Try to create and feel some gratitude for what you've already accomplished. Because when you don't drink, you're not going to throw it all away. And if you click the video on the screen now, I'm going to show you what you need to avoid doing when you stop drinking.